as we celebrate the official grand opening of the American Job Center. My administration invested in building this new, expanded, and more accessible American Job Center in the heart of downtown Lincoln to ensure that even more of our community members are empowered to enjoy meaningful, financially secure careers. And our investment in the new AJC also supports employers, helping them connect with skilled workers they need to grow our businesses and our local economy. And today's grand opening is a testament to hard work and teamwork. And I'm so pleased that we are joined by so many people who helped us to open these doors. Today's celebration also serves as a testament to dreams coming true. Several years ago, when we first envisioned opening a new American Job Center for our community, we had a dream of inviting the U.S. Secretary of Labor, and we are so honored as we flash forward to today to have him here in this moment and to demonstrate for him and his team just how impactful their leadership and support is here on the ground for the people of Lincoln, Nebraska. In Lincoln, our community is so fortunate to be served by so many dedicated elected officials, a number of whom are here with us today, and I just want to acknowledge that we have from the City Council, Benny Shobe, Tom Beckius, and Richard McGinnis. Thank you so much for your leadership and making this day possible. And we would not be here today without the support of our state and federal government partners. The resources provided by the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act make it possible for us to help our community members get into high-quality jobs and careers and to help local employers hire and retain skilled workers. We're especially thankful to President Biden and his administration and to the members of Congress for the historic funding provided by the American Rescue Plan. Through our American Rescue Plan allocation here in Lincoln, the City of Lincoln provided $1.5 million, more than half the total funding, to build this new American Job Center. Our distinguished guest from the administration is a key member of President Biden's cabinet, and he knows a thing or two about putting people to work. We are honored by his presence here today, the United States Secretary of Labor, Marty Walsh. He became the 29th Secretary of Labor in March of 2021, and Secretary Walsh leads the U.S. Department of Labor with a strong connection to working people and a commitment to creating an economy that works for all. He proudly hails from the city of Boston, where he served 2 terms as mayor. And prior to serving as mayor of Boston, Secretary Walsh served 17 years as a member of the Massachusetts House of Representatives. It's my sincere pleasure to welcome him to Lincoln, all the way from Washington, D.C., our United States Secretary of Labor, Marty Walsh.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. And don't tell anybody, but when I get invited to a state, I usually get invited by a congressman or a senator. But I really love seeing the mayors because I know that's where the work gets done in City Council, so I want to thank you for that. And I know no one here will report that. But Madam Mayor, thank you for having us today and our team. We have a good team here from the Department of Labor that's here with us today, and it's an exciting day. I want to just get a few thank yous out of the way, and as well, Council, thank you for your support. The congressmen and the delegation, the legislature, and the State House, and all the folks that made today possible. Organized Labor's in the House today. I want to thank you for what you do every day. I want to thank the folks from the Department of Labor. Rachel's here with us today, and I think Brent is on his way here, both from Employment and Training, and Rachel's our administrator of Job Corps, a program that's near and dear to my heart that we want to just continue to strengthen. I want to thank, most importantly, all the participants and staff that are here today. The folks that are going to work in this place. I want to thank you for what you do. This is an important opportunity here in Lincoln, Nebraska, for people to get connected to jobs, which I'll talk about. I want to thank you for all the work you do. This center is doing critical work for our country right now. President Biden's economic plan is leading the creation of jobs all across our country. Since President Biden has taken office, 12 million jobs have been added back to the economy, or added to our economy since pre-pandemic. The unemployment rate is at a near 53-year low in the entire country at 3.4%. And here in the state of Nebraska, it's 2.6%. 800,000 manufacturing jobs have been brought back to our economy. 200,000, roughly almost 200,000, have been created that didn't exist pre-pandemic. And this administration and all of us collectively working together, and many of the bills that have been passed by the president are bipartisan bills. That are bills with Republicans and Democrats on it, and really thinking about how do we create an economy and create a comeback that benefits all people. In the state of Nebraska, the bipartisan infrastructure law is going to invest over $2.6 billion in transportation funding. That's in addition to funding affordable high-speed internet, clean drinking water all across the state. I know that many parts of Nebraska, as many parts of other states, are rural. Many of those areas don't have connectivity to the internet. When the pandemic began, when everyone believed in the pandemic when it began, schools were shut down. People were sent home to work. People didn't have access to internet. And it shows inequity right there in digital connectivity for people. Manufacturing is also, by some measures, Nebraska's largest economic sector. The President's CHIPS and Science Act is leading good manufacturing jobs all across the heartland. The Inflation Reduction Act is bringing roughly $24 billion of clean power investment to Nebraska between now and 2030. It's $24 billion of federal investment. These investments will drive our economies all across other industries. But just as important as creating good jobs, we have to make sure people who need these jobs have access to these jobs. It's about creating those accesses. Yesterday I was at the community college, and we talked a lot about creating opportunities and skilling people up to access these jobs that are going to be created in the next 5, 10, 15 years, and the importance of having that. But it's also important that why this center, the American Job Center, is important. It connects people to training and job opportunities. It helps people through their journey to get the results. My parents, I tell the story a lot, my father and mother are both immigrants from Ireland. They came to this country in 1956. They had the skills of coming from farms in Ireland. My father joined the laborers union and became a union laborer. My mother became a domestic worker, and she worked in different places. And a lot of times they didn't have access. There are people today in the United States of America that don't understand where to go and how do they get their skills. And they have opportunities to really get in the jobs that we're creating today with just a little bit of training and a little bit of help. It happens right here. This facility is going to help people in our workforce, veterans transitioning out of the service, older workers who need to be retrained, younger workers who need a path forward, immigrant workers who need the support of language support and other supports, people with disabilities, people whose companies or industries downsize, people who need a second chance, people who want to start their own business. We need all of these folks to succeed, and they deserve to succeed, not only for the country, but for the city of Lincoln and the state of Nebraska, to create opportunities for these folks to get on their feet and to have great success in front of them. The American Job Centers all across America have a strong record of providing these opportunities. It's a record this city and region can be very proud of. And that's why the Department of Labor is proud to be a partner here. Because government works best when the federal, state, and local government work together, and we don't fight each other, and we work collectively together, and we bring in the people from the outside to work with us to help create opportunities. This facility right here is an amazing facility. This is going to be a vital resource for your economy and for the city and for the region. It's going to make the workforce stronger. It's going to help the mayor attract new businesses to the community to be able to say, this is what we have in our neighborhood, help the council and other elected officials and other organizations. So I want to congratulate you all and thank you for this opportunity. And I want to say to the mayor, I've known the mayor for a little bit, and I want to thank her for number one, inviting me to her city. She invited me to her city a while ago, as did some of my labor friends. And I said, I'll get to Nebraska. And I'm here today. And I want to thank you all for tonight, the 2 degree below zero weather. I'm a Boston guy, but I'm not used to it. We have, global warming doesn't exist, but it's like 55 degrees in Boston. I don't know what's going on there. So I want to thank you for reminding me what winter's all about. I don't know.
Thank you so much, Secretary Walsh, for making the trip. And mayors like me deeply appreciate your leadership. He was known among the community of mayors as a mayor among mayors, and we weren't surprised to see him be elevated to the cabinet. We're really grateful for your support of our city and for your service to our country, and we want to acknowledge and thank your U.S. Department of Labor team for all they've done to make your visit here possible today. And at this time, we have some really special guests we want to invite up to speak. I want to start by inviting up our Nebraska Commissioner of Labor, John Albin. And we're so grateful to Commissioner Albin for his work and his support with the state partnership that we have, the co-location we have here, and for their support of the American Job Center. And we're honored that he's here with us this morning. Commissioner?
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Secretary Walsh. Excuse me, I'm fighting off a little bit of a cold, so I'm going to keep my remarks fairly short. But one of the points of the original Workforce Innovation Act passed back in 1998, I believe, if I'm remembering the date right, and then reemphasized later in the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, was to create an integration of services amongst all of the workforce development programs, whether it was the job training programs, the Wagner-Pizer employment service programs, and the unemployment programs, which provide that needed economic assistance during periods of unemployment for workers. And in Lincoln, it's been a long journey. We've had a good partner in the city of Lincoln for all of these years, and it's been an evolution. I think this is the third different location that we've been at. Since I've been with the department, it's far and away the best. For the first time, it achieves that true integration of services. I think as you walk through the building, you would not know whether you're talking to the City of Lincoln's WIOA staff or to the Nebraska Department of Labor's Wagner-Pizer staff or any of the other partner staff, because it's just all one facility, it's all one effort, it's all one team working together to develop the workforce. And I think the best thing that I like about this particular facility, which is far and away better than any of the other facilities we had, is the access it provides to those that we serve, in terms of ground floor access, which makes the ADA accommodation so much easier when you're not having to worry about elevators and stairs and all of those sorts of things. It's located on bus routes, so it's easy access for those that don't have their own transportation. The City of Lincoln's done a good job of working out the parking issue, which is always an issue in any downtown location. And so I'm just so pleased. And I think the numbers, I was talking to Dylan Rand just a little bit before we came in here, but the numbers are already proving what we all thought when we started working toward this facility, is that if we build a better facility, if we have a better facility, we'll have more foot traffic through, more people getting served. And the January numbers were up markedly, even though it wasn't even a full month of this facility. So again, I just want to thank the mayor for her leadership on this issue, Secretary Walsh for coming out here. It's the first secretary that's been out here in a while, if I recall, so thank you very much. We really appreciate your leadership on these issues. We're excited about this improved access and improvement in the services that we can offer to the citizens of Lincoln and Saunders County and the state of Nebraska. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Albin, for your leadership. And this American Job Center is governed by our 22-member Greater Lincoln Workforce Development Board, and these are 22 leaders who generously serve on the board as volunteers. They volunteer their time and expertise to cultivate the employment opportunities and career pathways that are so fundamentally important to ensuring that everyone in our community can achieve economic independence and reach their full human potential. Our board's current chairperson is Shirla Post, and I'd like to invite her forward to come share a few remarks about our new and improved AJC.
Hey, thank you, Mayor. I'd also like to thank Commissioner Albin, the Nebraska Department of Labor, Secretary Walsh, and the United States Department of Labor, and all of the hardworking staff here at AJC for your ongoing support for this center. The American Job Center is a one-stop shop to help job seekers in Lancaster and Saunders County get back to work, find a better job, maybe change careers, or enter the workforce for the first time. Thanks to the funding of the City of Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the Federal Workforce Innovation and Opportunities Act, the AJC provides all of its service at no cost to the job seeker or to the employer. AJC has served 4,547 job seekers in the most recent program year. That's approximately 400 job seekers in a month. That equates to, as we open the doors to our new center, we look forward to providing services to even more Nebraskans. The new American Job Center is more visible, it's more accessible, and it can better serve our customers' needs. The new features include a child's play area, a breastfeeding room, private phone booths for clients to make job search calls, and conference and interview rooms. As chair of Greater Workforce Lincoln Development Board, I'm excited by this ripple of opportunity, the effects that the center will have across the community. When we invest in hard-working Nebraskans, we build a stronger businesses, a more vibrant workforce, and stable communities. So thank you for your support, everyone.
Thank you so much, Rilla, for your leadership, and thanks again to all the members of the Workforce Board for the important role you play in economic vitality here in Lincoln. And next I'd like to invite up Israel Kwaku. Israel is currently pursuing an undergraduate degree from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. And last summer he participated in the Mayor's Youth Employment Program. It's a program that's co-hosted by the City of Lincoln and the American Job Center to provide local youth with meaningful paid work opportunities and a window into local government service. Israel?
Good morning, everyone. I'm very excited to celebrate the grand opening of American Job Center's new location. My name is Israel, and I was invited to share my experience with American Job Center and how their assistance has supported me today. This past summer, I had the privilege of shadowing workers at Information Services of Lincoln. I spent my time learning about project management, universal design, and how business operates at the municipal level. The team at American Job Center ensured I was developing my skill set and professionalism during the internship. Because of this treatment, I now believe I have the tools to navigate professional discussions. I have a better sense of what to expect in professional endeavors. I'm currently pursuing a degree in environmental economics. With this degree, I plan on researching sustainable processes and developing renewable energy in our infrastructure. Human beings perform better within a support network. As I continue school, I plan on collaborating with the American Job Center to further aid my development as a professional. Thank you for your time. Let's celebrate this grand opening.
Thank you so much, Israel. And I'd now like to invite up another past participant of our Mayor's Youth Employment Program, Sarah Alfie-Leon. Sarah participated in the program 2 summers ago. And last year she graduated from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln with a bachelor's degree in global studies, and she left a special mark on the AJC. I hope she can share that with you today. Sarah?
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Helpy-Leon, and I was in charge of the portrait project here at the American Job Center. And so what that means is I dedicate my life to storytelling, and I thought this project was very, very special for me because I was able to tell 6 different stories of very successful stories of people who've gone through here at the American Job Center and were able to successfully find jobs here in Lincoln. And being able to highlight them and their success was something so very special to me. And I want to quickly shout out Kate Volz and the mayor and Dylan Wren for allowing me this opportunity to be able to share their stories with all of you guys here today. And if you guys have the chance to go and take a look at those portraits and to really just see that there are success here within the American Job Center, and this does make a huge impact on people's lives. And I'm just honored to have been able to be given that privilege to be able to share their stories. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah. The portraits are gorgeous, and they're on the wall right outside this building, so please do look. Next, in honor of this incredibly special visit from Secretary Walsh, and in honor of the work he leads, the work that we undertake to support, with the support of the federal government, I'm really pleased to invite up Matt Mason, our Nebraska State poet, who will read an original poem that he composed to commemorate today's grand opening. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you all. It's an honor to be invited here today, a bigger honor to be asked to write something for today. Dylan gave me a great walkthrough of the old center and the new center, and just the work done here is amazing. So, this poem is called We Go to Work. It's what we do, what we're taught, what we want. We want to build cities, neighborhoods, communities, countries. It's not always easy, and I don't just mean 5 a.m., 6 degrees, ice on O Street. We have layoffs, knees locked wrong, red tape, flat tire, missed bus days. We're just getting to work. Just having work is work. But we go to work. It's what we do, what we're taught, what we want. We make this city a little taller, a little smarter, a little warmer, a star because of us. We work for one another, with one another. We build a city, a neighborhood, a community, a state. We are artists. This is the masterpiece we make.
That's breathtaking. Thank you. And, you know, what an inspiring way to honor the deeper meaning of our work. And when I say our work, I do mean the collective efforts of so many innovative and talented leaders who made the new AJC and its vital services possible. Thank you to the City of Lincoln's Workforce Administrator, Dylan Wren. You've heard his name mentioned a number of times today. Thank you to our, let's give him Thank you to our dedicated AJC staff who are making this work come to life. Thank you once again to the Greater Lincoln Workforce Development Board for your leadership. And thanks also go to city team members, past and present, Jennifer Williams, Grace Wilnard, Dan Marvin, Wayne Mixdorf and their teams, Kate Bowles and Alyssa Martin for their essential contributions. And thank you to Commissioner Albin and his Nebraska Department of Labor team for your partnership. And once again, on behalf of a grateful city, thank you to Secretary Walsh, to his team at the U.S. Department of Labor, and to the Biden administration for their visionary leadership and for the support necessary to connect our community members with the skills, the resources, and employment opportunities that help our entire city thrive. And with that, we'd be happy to open up the floor for any questions the media may have. Yes?
I was wondering, can you go into more specifically what kinds of jobs and careers people can get here at the center?
Yes, I mean, we have training in all different fields, IT and childcare and others, and I don't know if Dylan wants to come up and share a little more about the specifics.
Sure.
Yeah, the American Job Center can help individuals in our community enter high-wage, high-skill, high-demand occupations. So we partner with Southeast Community College to provide a lot of that training so people get associates from anything from truck driving to nursing and anything in between. We also do on-the-job training, so if you're not interested in going to school, we can work with an employer to get you hired if you don't have the experience to complete that job. So we've got all of the training programs listed on our website at ajc.lincoln.ne.gov.
Thank you, Cardell. Other questions? Maybe for the Secretary? Andrew?
Secretary Walsh, how do you balance, on the big scale, national scale, I guess, developing jobs, and creating jobs, as well as maybe going through some old business of maybe trying to recoup some of that estimated $60 billion that was maybe taken fraudulently from the pandemic?
Well, two very different issues. I think, but let me start with the first issue. You work with communities, quite honestly. I mean, I served in different layers of government, as a legislator in Massachusetts, as a mayor, and the most successful collaborations are when you partner together. And it's about really about local government working with the state and the federal on what can assist that community and how do you attract business, new business into your communities. How do you work with the college establishment that's there? And right now, between the Inflation Reduction Act, the CHIPS bill, CHIPS and Science bill, we have new industries in the United States of America. They're not new. CHIPS is not new, but we have such an opportunity to bring manufacturing of chips back to the United States. The president doubled down in a big way. So those jobs are going to create construction jobs to build those facilities, and then long-term manufacturing jobs. We were, at the beginning days of the pandemic, part of the reason why we're dealing with inflation today is that we had supply chain issues. And the supply chain issues were due to factories being shut down across the globe. If we were less dependent on foreign imports from other countries and we were more dependent on what we built here in America, then we might not have those challenges today. So I think that's ways of rebuilding our economy and creating opportunities. And as President Biden talks about, building an economy from the bottom up, the middle out, meaning the people that are in the middle class, how do we get more people into the middle class? And there's lots of generations of families that their grandparents were in the middle class at the time, in the 40s and 50s, but they lost that opportunity. So how do we create that opportunity? By creating jobs. The unemployment insurance issue, quite honestly, is in the American Rescue Plan. President Biden put up $2 billion for us the Department of Labor, to look at the systems and work with the 53 other systems in the country to make sure that the inequities that exist in every one system, because there has been no real investment in those systems in a long time, and that's not a criticism, but work with states all across the country to identify what the challenges are and how do we strengthen that system. And that's what we're in the process of doing. Our inspector generals, the attorney general, the U.S. attorney, Department of Labor, local workforce boards in the state and across the country, we're working to see how do we recoup some of that lost revenue from unemployment insurance. But everyone's looking for a scapegoat to blame there. Early days of the pandemic, this money was voted by Congress, put out into America, a lot of no questions asked. When we took over, when the Biden-Harris administration took over, we started to say we need to make sure we fix this issue and work on recouping the money that was stolen. And a lot of this is organized crime and other issues. But my job, my main job right now is to work with the state of Nebraska, work with other states around the country to make sure that the system they have for unemployment insurance is the best system for the state and, more importantly, the best system for unemployed workers. Yeah.
Secretary Walsh, we've seen a lot of industries facing staffing shortages start to look towards child labor as a way to fill some of those shortages.
Don't do it. That's the way not to do it.
Just had a meatpacking plant here in Nebraska get caught with children cleaning on a third shift. Iowa is considering a bill that would expand the use of child labor in things like meatpacking plants. You kind of touched on it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, the answer is not child labor. I mean, we have labor laws in this country, and organized labor. Quite honestly, one of the big reasons organized labor formed in the late 1900s, early 20th century is because of child labor laws. And we're not going to go back there. We can't go back there as a country, and we shouldn't go back there as a legislator. It's a huge mistake if they do that. There's opportunities here. I think right here, we're standing in a facility, American Job Center, that somebody will walk by this facility today, and they'll have an understanding that they used to work at, a fast food restaurant down the street, and they have no understanding that when they walk into this building, it completely changed their life, that they could get a job in manufacturing, they could get a job in life sciences, they could get a job in other places. I think that's one of the ways we want to get the participation rate up. And number two, we need immigration reform in the United States of America. When you talk to any business in America, any business, whatever their political philosophy is, Democrat, Republican, conservative, progressive, they all say we need an immigration reform bill in the United States of America. We have always in this country depended on immigration to help our economy and to help our workforce moving forward. The single biggest threat, in my opinion, to our economy isn't inflation. It's not lack of workers, and we really need to think about that. We have a university here in this city that's educating students from overseas. When they graduate their four-year degree, if they don't get lucky and get a visa, we send them back home. We're the only industrialized country in the world that educates people and then sends them back home. So we really need to think about that. I know that there's a bipartisan effort going on in Congress. Hopefully that'll get wind and we'll be able to move forward. It's not about the southern border. It's about making sure that we have the workers we need in the United States of America, as well as getting our participation numbers up. Yes.
What opportunities are there to grow rural areas of the country?
There's lots of opportunity. Yesterday, I was at the community college, and I was talking to some folks about how many people are staying in rural Nebraska. And as a matter of fact, people say a lot of people are staying there. And it's about a young person's not going to leave their hometown if there's an opportunity for them. And I think that there's opportunities with the CHIPS and Science Act and with manufacturing. A lot of the Rust Belt of the United States of America, they lost people because those factories closed down. And when those factories closed down, there was no other option for those folks to work, and they had to move the family. President Biden talks about it. When his father worked in Scranton, Pennsylvania, his father lost his job, and he had to move to Delaware to get work. There was no work in Scranton at the time. So we really have to continue. It's about collaboration. And when you think about what's happening right here today between the state, the local government, the city council, the federal government, we need to do more of that to make sure that we're helping areas of rural America as well. And the president's been very clear from day one when he talks about equity, when he talks about making sure these investments are benefiting America. He talks about rural America. He talks about veterans. He talks about people with disabilities. He talks about underserved communities. And at the Department of Labor, we have an initiative called the Good Jobs Initiative that really is about equity in the workplace and equity to have people have access to these jobs. And again, I'll come back to the American Job Center. You have a facility like this in your community, you can do an awful lot, even in rural Nebraska. All right, thanks, everybody. Amen.
Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone here today. Every single person in this room cares about making sure that we have job opportunities that lead to meaningful, financially secure careers so that people can go to bed at night resting assured that they can take care of themselves and their families. And we're grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you so much.